The Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas. The State Chamber AIA is the leading voice for business at the state capitol and serves as the primary business advocate on all issues affecting Arkansas employers. Our mission is to promote a pro-business, free enterprise agenda and prevent anti-business legislation, regulations, and rules. Now more than ever, business matters. Learn more at arkansasstatechamber.com.
And from our top 10 biggest business and political deals of 2013, Speaker of the House Davy Carter was a major factor in 3 of our top 5: the Big River Steel Super Project, Home Bancshares' acquisition of Liberty Bank, and the private option. We welcome him to the program. I'd like to point out to our viewers, you are also a banker in your real-life job with Home Bancshares and Centennial Bank. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for the invitation.
All of these things, these big business and political deals of 2013, it just gets kind of in your blood if you're the kind of person that likes to make deals. What is it about the art of the deal that you really just enjoy?
Oh, great question. You know, I think it is the challenge of identifying an issue and seeing what opportunities are out there, and then trying to figure out what makes sense and get the deal done. And there really is. There isn't a whole lot like that, and you'll look back on 2013, and it has been a great year and very fast-paced, and a lot of big things happened this year, as you mentioned.
Is the deal more fun than after the deal and the details that have to be dealt with, or would you just prefer to be the deal maker and everything?
In the banking world, Johnny's the deal maker, so you know, that's. But it is fun. There is a little bit anticlimactic once you get over the goal line, but. You know, on all 3 of these things I think we're going to talk about today, were just monumental transactions for the state, and I'm honored to be able to be a part of all 3 of them.
You were in the right place at the right time. Let's talk about the Big River Steel Super Project, $1.2 billion deal. Lots of things that had to be put in place from a legislative and political perspective. A lot of things that had to fall in place from a business perspective, and it's still really not even all the way done yet. What do you think was kind of the turning point for when you knew that the legislative part of that deal was a done deal? Because there were some iffy moments there.
Good question. I'm not real sure if I can pinpoint an exact moment in time there, but you know, I think from the onset, most members of the General Assembly supported the Big River Steel Project. Of course, we had some opposition from Nucor, which understandably understand their concerns.
It's still some opposition from
and
Nucor.
There still is.
Right.
But you know, we're in that climate. Unemployment's high. We have decades of economic depression and the Delta, and I think all of that stuff came together. We had some good leadership on it, and it gained support. I think at the end of the day, because it was awfully hard to not proceed with something that monumental. I mean, I forget the stats, but we're in the congressional district, going to be the largest steel producer in the United States. But to give some piece of hope to that part of the state, at least for me, that trumped everything. You know, go ahead. I do remind my friends from Northwest Arkansas that, you know, the Delta did carry the load for a long time. So, you know, they're somewhat deserving, I think, of a little bit of hope and some opportunity over there.
Yeah. From a banker's perspective, when you saw the numbers on Big River Steel, did it just automatically make sense for you? Did you have some questions about the logic of how those numbers were going to flow to make a deal worth the 525 jobs plus the additional jobs that could come from not only construction but ancillary businesses? A
lot of questions. I had a lot of questions. That members of the General Assembly and the House had a lot of questions, and rightfully so. We're dealing with a lot of taxpayer dollars, a lot of dollars in general. So we had committee of the whole, if you recall. We went through the projections that we were given and went through them with a pretty good magnifying glass there. So there were a lot of questions. I think Grant Tennille and his staff and Richard Weiss, and everybody that was involved did a great job of getting those concerns addressed. Otherwise, it wouldn't have garnished that much support in both chambers.
Point in time where you thought about just paying cash for the state's portion of that, not doing the bond financing portion of that.
Right.
Are you glad that you went bond on this now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's when you have a big surplus like that. My instincts are, hey, we have it. Let's pay it out of our hip pocket and not bond this deal and borrow any money. But we didn't get there. It was an idea, but it didn't work.
All right, turning point for the Home Bank Shares Liberty Bank deal. I know you said Johnny Allison was obviously the deal maker that drove that deal, but you were still involved and aware of what was going on with that whole process. What do you think? Was this a 35-year deal in the making, or was this something finally happened and it was magic that Wallace Fowler would finally do this?
Well, Johnny tells a story. He's been chasing the deal for a long time, and one day I think Mr. Fowler said he was ready, and Johnny got the deal done, got it closed, and it's been a great transaction for Home Bank Shares and Home Bank Shares stockholders. In addition to that, it's been a great transaction for the old Liberty shareholders. I think over the last 90 days, my quick math, about $80, $90, $100 million in shareholder wealth has been made from the old Liberty shareholders from the day we closed. So I think it was a win-win for both group of shareholders and really for the state. And it's just been a great year. Been a lot of great people in Northeast, Northwest, North Arkansas, and it's been a great transaction for Home Bank Shares.
And for viewers who don't know, your management of that area is pretty much the whole northern region of the state, Northeast Arkansas, on over into the close to the Fayetteville market.
Correct.
There.
Correct.
All right, we got to take a quick time out here. You're going to stick around for our roundtable. We're going to talk about the private option and what kind of deal that was. After this break, Speaker Carter and I will be joined by Representative Alan Kerr and Talk Business blogger Jason Tolbert. What to expect for 2014? Some predictions are on the way. I'm Roby Brock. This is Talk Business. We're back after the break.